Hello, YouTubers, and welcome back to another episode of The Grandstand here on the Ohio Patriot Education Network YouTube channel. I am, as always, your host, AR the Ohio Patriot. And for today's episode, we're going to talk about first date decorum and what it should be, and how things should be here in 2024 is what it is. And honestly, and this really comes to a video I just watched a few minutes ago, is what it was here, which is a dude who took a girl out on from a Tinder date, which, for those who don't know what Tinder is, obviously it's a hookup app. That's the whole point entirely, dude. Who the fuck takes a girl out for dinner from Tinder? Like, the only thing Tinder is for fucking. Legitimately, dude. Like, that's what it was made for, is to be a hookup app entirely. So, you know. And then, of course, this girl gets all pissed because the guy wants to split the bill with her and stuff like that. And it's all like, Brent, you should have made me pay my half kind of thing, or whatever the case be. It's like, well, here's the thing, honey. If you're not willing to put up half from the start, you're proving to that man right there that you're not wife material or any kind of fucking relationship material at all. And that's really the problem with chicks today, is what it is, man. And, of course, you have a bunch of people that are defending this girl's actions and stuff like that, being all pissy and mad about it. And the thing is, like, even the guy even says here at some point during this whole thing, he said you ordered an appetizer that I didn't even have a bite of at all, and then she's all pissed and like leaves the car. He's like, "Hey, you gonna say something to me?" And she's like, "Nah, fuck you, bro," kind of. And it's like, that's the whole point, though. And like, I guarantee that's not gonna be a second date, obviously, ever with those two. But this is why I've said for years, though, with me personally, I don't do meals for first dates. Honestly, I just don't. Mostly for me, it's because I'm poor, If I'm gonna go on a date with some chick or whatever the case be, it's gonna be I'm gonna go to a coffee shop or something similar to that. And will I buy her coffee? Maybe, maybe not, honestly. It might be a situation where I'm already sitting there waiting for her with a cup in my hand or something like that, dude. And it might even be coffee, it might be like tea or a glass of water or something like that. So, or it might be like a bowling date or something like that, because that's another cheaper option too, for that matter. And it's like, will you get food at the bowling alley? Maybe, maybe not, is what it is there, Again, it might be a situation like that where, like, maybe we'll get like a thing of nachos or something, or a slice of pizza or something there, maybe, or something. But the entire point of the matter is, really my issue comes down to being this, with that particular situation with that guy and that gal there. So people are bitching at him for not paying the whole meal, and then being mad about an appetizer and stuff like that he never even had any piece of, or bite of, or whatever the case be there. Thing is, dude, depending on where they were at, because that like was a pretty decent looking place just from the table and stuff, who's to say that that wasn't like a higher end restaurant? And it was like, hell, for all the fuck we know, it could have been a $50, $75 fucking app or something like that, man. Or at least like a $20, $30 app or something like that, like shrimp or something similar to that, for that matter, Because that's the problem with a lot of those places. They'll mark up stuff like shrimp for like 3, 4, 5 times the price, depending on where you're at in the state you're in and stuff like that. That's what it is there. Because sometimes they'll have to be flown in, obviously, and then put on ice would be then. But or like lobster or something like that. Like, that's another thing too, by the way. You look at Gordon Ramsay's thing, man. Their risotto is like a lobster risotto at the fucking Hell's Kitchen thing there, man. And you can't tell me that app is not like, $75, $100 or more, for that matter. And that's the thing. It could have been a situation like that, honestly. So, like, we don't know how much that app costs, honestly. So why should the guy be forced to pay for that crazy ass meal and stuff? And then some chick brought up in the comment section there about how, like, first date decorum used to be, a guy would order first, and it would be, or he would even tell the chick what he's ordering, whatever the case be, before the waiter even comes there. And then she would basically, look over the menu then and decide like something of like equal or lesser value, is what it was, to that guy, if he was going to be paying for the whole thing, is what it was then. The problem is, though, is that people don't do that anymore anyway, number one. And number two, in many cases, and I'm going to say it like it is, dude, we've talked about this many times on these channels, honestly. There was videos from 8-10 years ago where you had some of these little, I'm going to call them what they are, escort females, is what it is, dude. Where it's these fucking trailer trash bitches out there who will sit there and be like, oh, I'm a good looking piece of ass or whatever the case be. So I'm going to go, talk some fucking dude and take me some high end restaurant just for a fucking free meal, knowing she's never going to fuck this guy, knowing she's never going to be in a long term relationship with this guy, and just wants a fucking free eat is what it is, dude. She wants to get something free to eat is what it is. So why should a guy be forced to pay for some bitch's fucking $100 plus meal at that point? In that case or any other case for that matter, when they might not even have a second date for that matter. It's fucking bullshit, dude, entirely. And that's the problem. And again, it goes back to a situation there where it wouldn't be an issue if the whole hookup culture thing wasn't a fucking thing in our country nowadays. Or in this world nowadays is what it is, honestly. People actually had traditional values and we're actually doing real courting and stuff like that again, like we did back in, as a society back in the 50s, 60s, 70s, etc. there. We might be better off as a nation right now. Hell, we sure as hell have a lot of birth rate here in this country. You wouldn't have these fucking whores being all like, I'm going to go fuck every dick on the block and then wonder why you have fucking, 13, 14 abortions by the time they're like fucking 25 or some shit, dude. Or they'll advocate and vote for fucking moment of birth abortion and stuff like that, for God's sakes. And that's the problem entirely right now with our society, dude, is we've gotten to that point in history right now where nobody seems to give a fuck anymore. And it's just disgusting is what it is, man. And that's the problem. And then you want to sit there and bitch about like first date decorums and stuff like that and being everything else like that. And it's kind of funny because the chick even said that in the comment section there. When you look at the people that commented back at her, it was all fucking roasting her ass and stuff like that of like, get back in the kitchen and make me a sandwich kind of stuff. It's like, that's kind of messed up, man. But at the same time, it really is honestly like a whole thing of like, and I've talked about this before, honestly, on occasion with the 19th Amendment, being a partial mistake and stuff. I've definitely seen some stuff in the past week or two now to where both 19th and 26th Amendments should be individual based. And by that, I mean, there should be individuals out there like onesie, twosies kind of thing that just get, nope, you don't have voting rights at all anymore, motherfucker. Because you're too dumb to even have them anymore is what it is then. So, but yeah, it's a whole thing. But anyway, we're going to actually go through the comment section here a little bit and discuss some of the things people are responding back to that dude. And the date there is what it was. This guy said, dude's mad about appetizer man up. So that person said, sorry, I'm team her on this one. Don't ask someone out on a date and then split the bill. Go somewhere cheaper then and go to a coffee date first. And that's what I said too, man. Like, that's the whole point. This is why I always advocate, like, go for coffee, go for a drink or something like that. I've had conversations with some of the guys in the back chats too, for that matter, of them going on dates before and stuff. And it was, I forget which one of the guys it was. It was on one of the panels one time. We were discussing stuff in the back chat about doing coffee dates and stuff. He even specifically said one time to me, he was like, yeah, if I'm going to go out with a chick or whatever the case be, I'll usually take her to like some bar or whatever the case be. We'll have a drink on me. And then it'll be like, they'll flip flop between the two of them then, where it's like, she'll get the next round if they have a second round or whatever the case be and so forth and so on. And there was one girl though, that they were supposed to have, and he actually thinks that she set his ass up is what it was, because they were supposed to meet at like, I think it was supposed to be a happy hour kind of deal, like 5, 6 o'clock, something like that's what it was then. And then she claimed to have like a meeting run late or some shit like that, so she couldn't make it on time, and she wouldn't be there until like 7 or 8 or whatever it was then. He's like, oh, okay, whatever. And then by the time she got there, she's like, oh, I'm pretty hungry. We should go get something to eat now or whatever. And then, yeah, he ended up paying like a whole bill for that. That's what it was. So, and again, I wouldn't be surprised if she was scumbagging him like that, honestly, dude, because again, that's what some of these chicks are out there for, man. They don't give a fuck. Like, they're out there for the free meal. They don't give a fuck about you as a man. They don't give a fuck about you as a potential dating partner or marriage material or anything else like that nowadays. Because why would they, when they can literally go on a fucking, Tinder app or any kind of other hookup app for that matter, and have like fucking 50 guys in their DMs being like, hey girl, check out this huge fucking cock. And having like half the guys send them fucking dick pics. And then sadly for some chicks, it actually works from my understanding. Like, some of them are obviously just disgusted by it and are like, nope, nope, nope. And there's other ones that are just like, that's a pretty big cock. And they're like, swipe yes. So, but yeah, it's fucked up, man. And that's the problem with society right now, is it's like, you have this degrading, low-grade material database is what it is there. That also happened to be a voter base for that matter, too, on that one. think that's kind of what I came up to begin with. And then, yeah, it's these people that are just complete shit is what it is, man. And then we wonder why our societies become such a fucking hellhole is what it is, man. And why we seem to be just, going downhill and continue to go downhill like every fucking decade, basically. So, I don't know, man. I don't know what the solution is to fix it. I really don't, if there is one for that matter, but yeah, I think we're definitely heading towards really, really bad times ahead right now. Although I guess it could be worse. Papua New Guinea, I just looked up a thing here. It says everything's gone. Papua New Guinea picks up the pieces in the wake of widespread looting. That sucks. Well, that's what happens though when your country is basically a dictatorship, and then you wonder why it goes to hell is what it is, man. So that was weird. Strange. I don't know what that was about. That's really weird though. Anyway, what was I saying then? Oh yeah. So taking on with this though, with the comment section in there, it says one person said, of course it's a chick profile there, said whoever invites normally pays. Not in 2024. This guy here said, being real, I've never taken a lady out and not pay the entire bill. Gen Z is different. Yeah, it's called inflation's a motherfucker, dude. Seriously. Yeah, and this is the girl I was talking about here. This Heidi girl here talking about chick would order something of lesser value or whatever then. And you got people just basically talking about it, getting back in the kitchen. I like what this guy said here, though. It said, old school decorum, how convenient until they want equal pay and equal rights. Double standards certainly haven't gone out of fashion. And that's the thing, too, by the way. It's like, yeah, you want to sit there and talk about equal applications and, the whole dude should pay for the first date kind of bullshit or whatever the case be. Like fucking, like it's 1950s or whatever the case be over again. And then meanwhile, y'all want to sit there and bitch about equal rights and equal pay and everything else like that. Yet you're not bringing up, equal to the fucking table, whether it be 50% or be 100%, And I've heard people say this before about like, not the 50-50 thing, but like 100 basically is what it would be. So it'd be like 200 basically is what it would be. But yeah, like it really should be a 50-50 split though, man. It's like, if you're going to do some stuff, you should be willing to pay up on the first date is what it is, dude. If you're not going to actually pay your half on the first date, what you're showing any dude at that point is you're not worth dating at all. That you're just fucking all stingy and you just want to fuck a free meal is what it is then. Yet meanwhile, after that free meal you just got from that guy, you're probably already got another date hooked up on Tinder for later that night or something like that. Whether it be the 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock dinner or something like that. And by the time it's like, 10:30 or whatever the case be, 11 o'clock or whatever the case be, now you got fucking, Tom, Dick, Harry, Chad, Tyrone, Maurice, whatever the fuck it is, coming over at, 10:30, 11 o'clock or whatever to fucking, give you the D is what it is then. So, again, like, why should a dude pay? So, anyway, see, going back to the comment section here. This person said, even if he didn't ask her out, as a guy, you should always pay on the first date. If you're penny pinching, then ask her out for a coffee or drinks. This chick here said, totally agree with the guy. Splitting bill on the first date when meeting online takes pressure off both people. So the person said, split the bill. Should be if you are not 100% surely in love. Somebody else said, red flags on both sides of this one. He should pay, but at the same time, if she's ordering extra appetizers on her own, she probably is using him for a free meal. Exactly. That's what I just fucking said, dude. That's what it always is, almost all the time anymore, dude. And that's the problem. We have created a society where you have this fucking third wave, fourth wave feminist bullshit from fucking women's gender studies courses all over colleges for decades now that has created these fucking freeloader, entitled whores is what it is. I'm gonna call them what the fucking are at that point, dude. That are the same fucking bitches that sit there and do OnlyFans and be like, oh, me fucking, showing my pussy getting fucked on OnlyFans, and oh, but my kids in the future, it's gonna be fine. Their mom's not gonna be looked at as a fucking whore that she was and still is. So it's like, yes, you are, and that's the problem, dude. I'm not saying we need to go back to like Puritan fucking, 1600s or whatever the case be, but I mean, seriously, like there needs to be a shift back to like normalcy in this country, dude. Where depravity is not fucking rewarded, where depravity is basically looked down upon like fucking scarlet letter shit is what it is anymore. Where hooking up before you get married needs to be fucking totally fucking frowned upon entirely, dude. And if you're gonna be the unwed single mother, whatever the case be, yeah, you should be fucking shunned by society, is what it is. So anyway, but yeah, going back to what the comment section said here, though, is what it was. You had this person saying, I would pay if I asked to check out. Said the guy's reason if he ordered an appetizer I didn't touch is weak and ridiculous. Side note, was he not interested in having a nightcap with her later? Because he definitely threw that shot out the window. So, and again, that's the problem, though, is like, who's to even say she, like I said, who's to say she wasn't already going to hook up with some other dude that night or whatever the case be? Because that's the thing, man. Like, most of these women, they're not going to do like single guys anymore, is what it is, dude. It's not going to be like a single dude in a relationship, whatever the case be. It's going to be this weird revolving fucking door of basically what I would call a revolving cylinder chamber, whatever you call it at that point. Fucking dudes on lock is what it is, where it's like, and it depends. Like, truthfully, what I've seen personally from my own experiences in the last year or so, sometimes it does depend on race, because what I've seen with a lot of black females specifically is what it is you'll have one of them be all like, oh, I got this guy over here to pay my fucking rent, and this guy over here to pay my grocery bill, et cetera, and then this dude and this dude I'm fucking because their dicks are pretty huge or whatever. And then so forth and so on. And then, so forth and so on that one. And then it's like, oh, yeah, this guy pays my car insurance and this guy pays for my car payments and everything else like that. So, yeah, they're like using like half a dozen guys and only like 2 of them are actually getting some fucking puss is what it is, man. So, and then you wonder why these chicks have, fucking 4 or 5 baby daddies is what it is, and 4 or 5 different kids with all of them is what it is, then, man. Where it's, you got 4 or 5 children, you got each one has a different father, is what it is then. And then you wonder why people like me get pissed about welfare queens and shit, dude, in this country. So, anyway. See, this person said, what a disgusting attitude, leave her king. This is not who you want to be with you. Yeah, so basically saying the guy was in the right. Let's see, this one said this guy is too cheap and displays he lacks genuine generosity genes, not a keeper. And somebody else just showed the dude in the picture. That guy kind of looks like a bit of a creep, honestly, if I'm not going to lie, dude. Like, he does kind of look like a bit of a creep, honestly, on that one. Let's see, somebody else said, bro should not have said, see you. Bro should have said, take it easy. Yeah, exactly. See, this person that went by Star Wars Poetic said, have a phrase when the bill comes on first dates. If they didn't grab it and say they were paying, often did. Said, do you need help with that? With a big smile and grabbing my purse. Only went out with guys who had a chance. Only went out with guys who had a chance. And I was always a respectful date. They never said yes. So, I mean, it could be worse, though, because I've seen a couple recently where it was dudes just literally fucking, like, walking to the bathroom and then just not coming back, and the food was all gone on their plate. So it was them just leaving, letting the chick pay the fucking full bill. So, anyway. This person that has a chick's profile said, I wish all guys did this, and just laughing emojis and crying emojis, or whatever the case be, so. Let's see. This person here said, which date is this? Because if it's the first or second date and you're taking her out to dinner, that's simping, bro. Yeah, like I said, dude, like, honestly, for me personally, I would say truthfully, like, dinner date is like a third date at this point. Just for my finances, what it is. And even then, I'm probably not paying the full fucking bill, honestly. Pay for my half is what it is then. So, And at that point, she would know it's established that, like, hey, you know, I'm a fucking broke ass motherfucker, so we're either going to go someplace super, super cheap, or we wouldn't go at all, is what it would be then. And I might just like make her dinner for that matter. That's another thing, too, by the way. People don't understand that one, man. Now, granted, obviously, for a first date, that'd be kind of creepy to be like, oh, just come over to my place, or whatever the case be, I'll make you dinner kind of thing. Like, you know, because the chick doesn't know if you're like a date rapist or whatever the case be or something. So, that being said, if you got to know that person and it was like a second, third, fourth date, whatever the case be, you should be fine then, is what it is, you know? So, and I feel like, truthfully, like that would be a better option on that one, dude, because if nothing else, like, you know, you could have a situation there where it would be like, you know, a later date on or whatever the case be to be like, yeah, come to my place. I'll make you, you know, my famous, whatever the case be. And it's like your signature dish, if you will, that you're good at making and stuff. And then you have the ability to like, be like, oh, you know, let's watch a movie or something after the fact, or, you know, kind of like Netflix and chill kind of thing, whatever there. And, yeah, potentially maybe it leads to something else then, you know? And at that point, like you wouldn't have been, you know, hooking up those first 2 dates is what it is. Then you would have just been doing things, hanging out or whatever the case be, which, you know, first step might have been coffee or bowling, whatever the case be, and the second date might have been the other thing, that be the case then. So, or second date might have even been like, you know, drinks or something like that at a place where you're, you know, getting a little boozy or whatever the case be or something. So, anyway. But yeah, I don't know when the whole thing of like man must pay every fucking first time or whatever the case be came about, dude. Because again, it's like I feel like that was some shit created by some bitch back in the day, honestly, and it just like caught fire kind of thing or something like that, dude. Because yeah, like it's an outdated fucking practice what it is, man. Again, you want modern fucking roles and shit like that, then you're gonna have, you know, modern shit like this. Pay your half, bitch, or fuck off, you know, kind of thing. So yeah, as this person says, some people prefer splitting things to keep it equitable. Others may take turns paying or have one person cover the entire bill. And that's another thing too, by the way. And this is another thing as well. You know, you got all these chicks out there that are bitching about like, oh, I can't find no good man that makes the same amount of money as me or whatever the case be. Yet you as a female who might be a high level executive, you know, making $100,000+ a year, how about you fucking take the bill for once, bitch? You know, and let some poor motherfucker like me get a fucking free meal. And I'll show you a real good time after that. So, you know. Yeah, that people were saying this chick went out for a free meal, not a date. Exactly. And that's what a lot of it seems to be anymore, dude. I believe honestly, you have so many of these women out here who are simply looking for a free meal and are, you know, doing what they can or whatever to just get a free eats on some dude or whatever the case be. And then they turn around and they're fucking some other dude or whatever that same night or whatever then. You know? And it's like, why would I want to be that whole thing then, dude? Hmm. Jesus. So going back to things I was talking about here, we're splitting bills and stuff, dude, and how much food costs these days, what it is. You got this guy in the comment section here saying, I just spent $95. She wouldn't split the bill. She's a doctor. But I did get to touch my first Asian titty, and she touched my wiener over my jeans in the booth. That might have actually been her just brushing by accident, dude. Like, it might have been like a fucking, like, you know, hand gesture or something like that. Although, to be fair, if she let you feel her up, like, maybe that's what it was. So, I don't know. That is kind of funny, though. Yeah, somebody else said this girl's the first chick there was a 304. She just wants a free meal. Set terms before going out. Yeah, exactly. So, yeah. Like I said, the real issue comes down to being is it's like you have, um, these chicks just want to fucking, free handout basically from life in many cases. Although apparently going further down this comment section, I guess there's another video of this dude that is like about a 2-minute video, give or take, here, where he's apparently it sounds like it's in Miami, Florida that he was in then. So yeah, if that be the case, then yeah, that could have easily been a couple $100 meal for that matter, dude. So yeah, this person here said, if this guy thinks all women in Miami are thoughts, then why is he going out with them? Claims he knows the game, but in every iteration of the game, the man pays up. Get it, Miami dating sucks, but be a fucking man. Make videos, crap about it. Very feminine thought process. Yeah, honestly, this dude kind of reminds me of the kind of guy that, like, he looks like a guy now or whatever, and then, like, 2-3 years from now, he's like a trans woman, is what it would be, you know what I'm saying? Like, just drops the beard, cuts the beard off, goes all feminine and shit like that, and then he's like a whole fucking thing, so, I don't know. I'll go ahead and repost that to the network's page there for later just to watch it myself, and then anybody else wants to jump on there can do the same, so. Yeah, a bunch of other people were saying guys should pay the bill, guys should pay the bill, guys should pay the bill. Girl always pays or you're doing it wrong. Oh, she pays one way or another, dude. That deep down Decorum. So, but yeah. I like what this person said here. It said, depends on if the guy wants a blowy in the car or a blow off at the curb. Yeah, it's fucked up, man. Thing is, I doubt she'd fucking blow him in the car, though. Let's be honest with ourselves, dude. I like this one. Pay half and then apologize for the confusion. I thought this was a date. Glad we got that out of the way. Now we can just be friends. Yeah. Well, that's the problem, though, is you got people that will sit there and, like, basically act like, oh, you fucking should do this, do that, whatever the case be. And then you got people like this saying chick dodged a bullet. He asked her out, made her split bill, and then recorded their interactions. Awful guy. First dates from online sites should always be coffee or drinks only. Less money, less time wasted, et cetera, if you don't chemistry. Yeah, and like I said, that's exactly what I've said for many, many years, dude. Like, why would you ever agree to go out for a full meal on a first date? Like, that's just, again, that's minimum a second date, if not a third date, honestly. And then there should be something on it. Really, there should be something in the middle there. It should be coffee / a drink for first date. And then it would be second date would be, like I said, bowling or something similar like that, having some fun, whatever the case be, or maybe go out dancing or something to a club or whatever the case be then. And then third date should be your fucking meal, because by then you'll actually know each other. You'll have, a good time with each other, whatever the case be. And, at that point, like maybe as a dude, you actually will want to pick up the whole check or whatever then. So, yeah, because even going further down to more comments there, more replies there, you got one of the other guys in the first one there saying even that, like, split, should be coffee, nothing else there. First date should always be coffee. You can split if she is a dud, and if you pay for the whole thing, it's under $20. I mean, that's still quite a bit. Like, first of all, bro, if you're talking about under $20 for fucking coffee drinks and shit like that, like, dude, there's fucking coffees now that cost like $20 a piece in many cases, just due to inflation and shit, bro. Like, what the fuck are you talking about there, dog? Like, seriously, man. Like, you get your fucking, like, triple espresso shit and everything else. That's, like, fucking, like, at least $12-15, man. Plus whatever you'd get. So, yeah. Anyway. Somebody else says you cheap motherfucker. Some other people are calling dude a bitch. Let's see. Yeah, it seems like it knocks on the comments then. I don't know. Like I said, though, to me, it's a whole thing, man. Like I said, I think that's the problem, though, is you got people that are just, like, bitching and moaning about stuff just to bitch and moan about stuff. And then, damn. Well, that sucks. one of the guys that was in the movie Grown Ups is one of the background dudes or whatever. Passed away at the age of 50. So, yeah, I think we all know about Hollywood, man, and they love to do mandates and stuff, and I'll leave it at that. So, anyway. So nobody can afford life right now. Can't even afford my groceries. That's what I'm talking about. Working 40 hours a week. Still on a single income. Nobody knows what to do. For the debt. Yeah, exactly. And that's what I'm saying, man. Like you have this woman on that same like Wall Street X account there talking about, nobody can afford groceries, et cetera, there, rent, et cetera. And then you got chicks that expect a dude to pick up the whole fucking bill on the first date, dude. It's like, bro, it's 2024. Most of you fuckers voted for Biden, so go fuck yourselves. So, like honestly, like that's what if I was gonna go on a date with some chick as like a meal for a first date, I'd be like I'd find out like really early on. It's like, oh, did you vote for Trump or Biden in the last election, or whatever the case? Or was it like a third party vote, or whatever the case? She voted at all for that matter. And then if it turned out she voted for Biden, I'd just be like, okay, cool. Take her someplace fancy, whatever the case be. Proceed to get some real expensive shit off the menu is what it is there. And then basically just leave her ass to pay the whole fucking bill. So, because yeah, like at some point people got to learn, man. They got to learn real quick that people are talking about Kensington Avenue, trying to claim it's all white folks that are all high as fuck there. It's like, bro, that's all walks of life there. So, good times. I think that's one of those ones from 2020 where you had the cops smashing through some motherfuckers. It's like good. So, anyway, fuck was I saying then? Oh yeah, that's right. So yeah, so basically what I was mentioning though was you have people who don't get it sometimes, and other people who get it sometimes, and then you have a situation here where basically when it's all said and done, we're living in an inflation world right now. So, and speaking of inflation and just society as a whole being shit, half of South Africa's population are 100% dependent on state welfare. And that was from like a couple days ago. Well, I'm not really surprised by that, man. By the way, these are the same black supremacist pieces of shit who are trying to literally murder all white people in the country of South Africa right now, dude. So, anyway. Yeah, I'm not surprised at least by this one, man. Anyways. But, Mm-hmm. So anyway, but yeah, so what was I saying now? Oh yeah, so we're talking about inflation. But yeah, it's the problem though. So you got people that don't understand like inflation, and then they expect some dude to put the whole fucking bill or whatever on their, credit card or debit card, whatever it is there. And then you got that one chick in California who's fucking creaming her jeans because she's like, oh, some dude picked up the whole check. Oh my god, he's gonna be the best man ever. And it's like, yeah, you're just looking at the fucking dollar signs, honey. You're just looking at a guy who's gonna provide for your ass and probably some kids that you have later on, and then what are you going to do 10, 20, 30 years down the fucking road? You're just going to divorce his ass, is my guess, honestly. So, probably closer to 10 years, honestly, and then take everything he has and fucking leave him penniless, is what it is then. So, this is how most of these chicks are, man. And it's like, and people wonder why, going into my 40th year on this earth right now, in about 350 something days right now, why I'm still single at 40, or almost 40, actually. And it's like, there's a reason for that, dude, because I'm not going to settle for some random chick who's just going to use and abuse me like so many others have in the past, So, but anyway. Sorry, I was trying to see if there's anything worth talking about here. See if there's anything that we need to talk about here, etc. That's worth discussing here for news and politics stuff. Now you got Dickless Durbin's bullshit Senate bill threatens community banks and credit unions. Of course it fucking does, because those scumbags want everybody under their fucking gigantic ass, too big to jail, too big to fail fucking bullshit banks. So, and of course you got U.S. Civil Rights Commission, illegal aliens makes black Americans poorer. Yeah, no shit, Sherlock, because they're taking the fucking jobs that blacks would take, is what it is there. It's the low-skilled work and stuff like that that's being taken out of their hands. And all these piece of shit illegals are like, oh, let's fucking have this shit. Yeah, Los Angeles Police Department wants to give badges and guns to illegal aliens, aka DACA cops. Fuck that shit, dude. Fuck every single one of those fucking people, man. Fucking ridiculous. And then what's even more disgusting is now you got fucking these dudes, like, actually going with what we're talking about here tonight, actually. These dudes that are very, like, sex starved, sex depraved, whatever the case be there. Then you got this shit. Sex starved AI, or Open AI's GPT store is overflowing with AI girlfriend bots. Yes, the newly launched GPT store is reportedly already flooded with AI girlfriend bots, raising questions about the enforcement of usage policies and societal implications of so many men turning to AI bots for companionship. Yeah, because half of these chicks don't want to give it to them, or if they fucking will, it's like, oh no, you got to pay for everything first. It's like, bitch, I am poor. And what is this going to lead to? It's going to lead to an even further decline in our society when it comes to reproduction. And you're going to have even worse things happening now. You're going to have even worse, birth rates in this country now. And you're going to have even more fucking flow of illegals coming to our nation now. So it's this revolving door of fucking terrible shit right now, dude. And I find it even more disgusting and disturbing than racing the shit on like Pixar fucking people is what it is, man. Which kind of makes me wonder if it's a lot of these dudes that are like 18 to 25 or so, give or take. Because obviously those would have been the guys that would have been like 5, 6, 7 years old for fucking, the Pixar movies and stuff like that. So it's like some weird like childhood thing that they're now like having some weird fantasy-ical shit at these chicks. It's just, it's disturbing, dude, entirely. Like, it's not even attractive, dude. It just looks like fucking a computer-generated bot, basically. Now, granted, if we were talking about something like that show Humans years ago that was set like someone in the future is what it was there, where you had them actually look human, and then you could basically like, program them to be like either sex robots or a fucking, it was like household maid kind of thing, whatever the case be, that you could then have like, parental mode on and be like, oh, let's get our hookup on or whatever the case be. Then it's like the dude's fucking the robot is what it is then. So, which, who the hell is to say how far we are for that, man? Like, I mean, hell, I remember watching Futurama years ago and just sort of laughing because you had there was one episode of it was like Lucy Lubot or something like that Fry was hooking up with for a while, and it was talking about then as well, like the decline in entire generations of people is what it was then, man, because you had all these people that were basically like all these dudes that would have been, viable, human beings and stuff like that, and viable generations of bloodlines down the road that basically gave up their lives to some fucking sex bot, basically, and took themselves out of the gene pool entirely is what it was then, and they all died off. And it's just sad, man. So, and I think that's what we're experiencing right now is what it is, man. Maybe that's the fucking endgame for these people. Who the hell knows? I know that's similar to why my stream on Friday got yanked for some bullshit. I'm still trying to fight that on appeals, but I don't know if it'll let me do it or not now. No, it's the fucking AI algorithms talking about that shit. That was what it is, man. So, nothing else. We'll just have to make some more accounts on this channel or in this site. If they try to smack us down on one, we'll come up with 2 more. Is what it is then. So, but yeah. Anyway, other than that, though, that's pretty much from out for the day, though. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I will be back at some point this week. Maybe Thursday, maybe Friday. Who the hell knows? For some stuff, I'll be doing Honda's chat tonight for the Taco Tuesday thing, though, in about trying to think what time he usually does his. I want to say it's around 10, maybe, someplace in there. So that'd be about 20 hours from now, give or take, 18 and a half, something like that. But anyway, but yeah, we'll be back for that, though, and yeah, other than that, that's pretty much where we're at for the day is what it is, and hopefully we'll be able to discuss some things and some stuff and some other things. So, but anyways, have a good one, y'all. And like I said, my personal thing for first date decorum is drinks or coffee. Second date is something like a bowling kind of date or something similar to that, like a fun kind of deal, maybe some something on the cheaper end like that. I was going to say laser tag. I'm not sure if that's even a thing anymore, but again, that's also a child's game. But I was trying to think of like similar things to bowling would be, though. Maybe go to like a bar and throw darts or something. Who the hell knows? Or play some pool or something someplace. But yeah. Or if nothing else, like maybe a second date could just be a fucking if she's cool with coming over to your place or whatever the case be, just be like, hey, come over to my place, I'll make dinner, kind of thing, or whatever the case be. And then, second date becomes, your home dinner date kind of thing. And then, from there, who's to say where that goes? So, or it could just be a Netflix and chill situation kind of deal there or whatever. So, anyway, but yeah, other than that, though, have a good one, y'all. And like I said, I'll be back later this week for our weekly streams for Buckshot and Freedom Friday then. So Buckshot Thursday, Freedom Friday. May or may not do Stand Your Ground Saturday on this channel. Might just do that now on the Ledley's channel. So anyway, other than that, I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good one, y'all. And stay safe from the winter cold because you never know if it's going to be some crazy power outages coming later.